What is a short sale? Short sale or foreclosure? And welcome to the Wayback Machine.
Next on real estate news you can use. Hello and welcome to real estate news you can use.
Yeah.
I'm Ruben. This is Keith. What's up?
Smacky doo.
What's going on?
Not too much, Ruben. We just had a good episode. We're having a better episode today. We're going to be talking a little bit about short sales and beyond.
This is our special short sale episode.
And not only that, this is episode 66. We should call this the Route 66. We should have gone for a drive. Yeah, welcome.
You gonna tape it while we drive?
Yeah. Okay. So what's going on, bud?
If this is the first time on the show, welcome. If I
drive you crazy, you're not the only one.
If you are an audio one, then you are blessed not to see Keith and his antics. But if you're on video, welcome. This is a real estate news podcast where Keith and I choose 3 articles, usually about the same subject matter, and discuss them and review them and give our own commentary and provide those articles on renewsyoucanuse.com.
Do we have time for me to tell my mole joke? Since it is spring. Is that like
maybe at the end?
Okay.
Let's wait for the end.
Okay, let's do the end.
Let's tell that at the end.
Stay tuned for a great mole joke.
So what is a short sale, Keith?
Well, again, we've talked about this so many times. I'm going to give the actual definition provided by a writer that writes on Mortgage News Daily. He says, a short sale is an arrangement between the current owner of a home and the bank that lent them the money to buy their home to accept an offer for less than the total amount owed to pay off the home. The deficiency is the difference between the amount owed and what the bank collects at the time of the short sale. This
first article is just a definitive, what's called a definitive short sale article, which defines and goes through everything anyone would need to know about a short sale, and that's a very good
not only does it do that, there are a couple little things that I do like about it that it talks about that I didn't really know too much about, that I was kind of surprised about. But one thing it does talk about is some methods that the buyer should take to ensure that if they get the short sale done and not to take that promissory note that the bank will try to get.
You mean the seller?
That the seller that they'll try to give to the seller at the end of the short sale. Because what happens, folks, is if you buy a house, you bought a house for $350 and you sell it for $300, there's a difference of $50,000 there. Well, the bank will initially say, listen, you owe us that $50,000 and you need to pay us that $50,000. You as a seller need to be aggressive and say, no, I'm not going to do that. And a couple days later, the idea is that they'll get back to you and say, okay, you don't have to pay us right now, but you can owe us over a 20-year period of time that $50,000, and we'll even give you a 0% interest rate. And you say no. And the biggest thing you need to do is threaten what?
Bankruptcy.
Right. Threaten bankruptcy. You tell them why.
Well, the first reason, even before going into that, Keith, a lot of people don't realize that if they do not choose to go to the short sale route, the other option they have is foreclosure. And what a lot of people don't understand is that the bank will usually always pursue the client, or the seller in this case, for the deficiency.
Right. And
in order to not pay that deficiency, they would have to go through bankruptcy anyways.
Right.
So short sale is always a better route. Check it out. Another thing that a lot of people don't really need to know, if you're a seller and you want to learn about short sales, something you really need to know is that the bank really isn't working on your side.
No, they get paid a commission, in fact, Ruben, to try to get that deficiency money back.
That's right. A lot of people, become bitter about the fact that, my bank's not helping me, and a lot of people at the bank, the people that you talk to, you're not talking to the CEO. And right. you're talking to people who are just getting paid to do what the bank tells them to do.
Right, and they're usually getting paid a commission. And again, if they get paid a commission, they're going to try hard to get that money back. But you can't blame them at the same time. It is their money.
It is their money. So they know exactly what you're getting yourself into if you are doing a short sale. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more information that.
Yeah, this is a good. It's a fairly good article. There's some little thing. With every article, there's always something that's a little off. But for the most part, it's a pretty good article.
Exactly. And if you're an investor, Definitely good article to check out. Go to renewsyoucanuse.com.
Yeah.
Next is an article by ABC News, another short sale article.
Yeah.
Facing foreclosure, short sale could help.
Yeah, they definitely can help, Ruben. And this is a fairly new article. In 2007, there were 2.2 million foreclosure filings in America, up nearly 80% compared with the previous year. The average foreclosure costs lenders $40,000, and the last thing banks and lenders want is more houses to sell. So basically what they're saying is that the banks want you to go into short sale if that's where you have to go, because it costs them more money to go into foreclosure.
Right. Well, what we do on All Your News You Can Use is not provide duplicate articles. Definitely, it's not a duplicate article. I just want.
But there is some overlapping.
Yeah, there is obviously definitely a lot of overlapping. But this article provides some tips if you are a homeowner. First of all, you want to prove inability to make payments. 2, you want to find a willing buyer. 3, get the lender to approve the short sale. 4, you always have to remember that a short sale is not guaranteed. So.
Right. They're definitely not guaranteed, and the bank might at the last minute decide not to do it.
Exactly. But definitely explore your options because they are out there. Short sale is getting more popular.
There's one thing at the end here, Ruben, that I wanted. I like to interrupt you, as you know. So.
Oh yeah, I know you always do.
Your home is your most important asset, folks. A home is not an asset, especially if you're going into short sale. A home is a debt. That's what's going. In this article at the very end it talks about that your home is the most important asset, and it's not an asset for the most part. It is a debt. So get used to it being a debt until you pay off the debt.
Then it becomes an asset.
Then it becomes an asset.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you have equity, it's an asset, I guess.
Yeah, right. You know, here we are talking about short sales, and Ruben, short sales are nothing new. In fact, welcome to the Wayback Machine.
Whatever it sounds like.
Yeah. We'll blur it up here. The Wayback Machine. Oh my God, I have hair. And I'm 20 pounds lighter. I look great.
2003.
In 2003, there's an article written by Realty Times that says short sale season returns, and it talks all about short sale and what's a short sale. And then in Atlanta, Georgia, back in 2003, a record 3,431 foreclosures hit in September, and the region is suffering through a 24% rise in foreclosures this year.
Woo.
And that was in Atlanta back in 2003. You know, we have short memories, and we tend to forget things like that. And that the market has always had short sales. The market has always had foreclosures, and it always will. It's just a little bit worse this year than it was the previous year, and it was bad in 2003. So
it was bad in 2003, and
that was only 5 years ago.
If you're reading this article, there are a lot of things on this article that
hold true today.
Have changed, but are still hold true. One of the things that I do want to point out is that this article mentions that if you have a second lien on your house, which a lot of people do, it's almost impossible to do a short sale, and that is not true.
That is not true.
That is not true. So don't let that deter you from trying, because
it's just a little bit more difficult.
It is a little bit more difficult, and besides, 5 years. You know, over a span of 5 years, banks have gotten a little smarter. Maybe at first they were very resistant on taking a short sale if I had a second lien, or the second lien holder was very resistant on not doing it. But definitely check it out, renewsyoucanuse.com. Keith, do you have time for your joke?
Well, yeah, Ruben, thanks. I appreciate the time you've given me here. I'm trying to see if I can figure it out now in my brain here. Here it is, spring, and there's the moles are starting to come out of their holes, and out comes one mole, and he comes out of his little hole, and he just sticks his head out, and he's like, "I smell honey." And the second mole squeezes out through the same hole, and he's like, "I don't smell honey, but I smell maple syrup." And this third hole tries to squeeze out, and he can't because the two moles are out in front of him, and I smell molasses. My name is Keith. Thank you for joining us.
Make it a great day.
Stay classy, America.
Tell all your friends.
good.